Indian economy. Characteristics of Indian economy. The evolution and characteristics of the Indian economy, which will provide some understanding of how a developing economy operates. 1. Predominance of agriculture. Before the arrival of the British in India, the Indian economy was characterized by self-contained village community republics. The village communities consisted of the agriculturists, the artisans, and menials and the village officials. Condiments and sundries such as cardamom, cinnamon, pepper, cloves, saffron, and pigments, and variegators like blue and indigo, and medicaments like opium and licorice formed an important basket of trading commodities of Indian commerce. Europe was among others one of the largest customers of India products during the 17th and 18th centuries. The East India Company, which came as a trader in the 1600s, has captured political power in 1757 and completed the process of establishment of British rule in India after the Sepoy Mutiny in 1857. Here we should note an important fact. The Industrial Revolution had brought about radical changes in manufacturing, agriculture, animal husbandry, and transport among the other things. Some prominent nationalist economists described this process as responsible for India's economic ills during the time. For example, D.R. Gadgil termed this exploitation as economic drain, whereas Dadabhai Naoroji called it as plunder of economic wealth. The British plunder of Indian wealth assumed various forms. Chief among them were modified land tenure system, which was an important source of revenue, improved irrigation systems, and transport, including creation of railways and initiation of the process of industrial transformation. The immediate economic consequences of integration of British India into the world capitalist system were threefold. 1. Commercialization of agriculture in development of plantation, jute, and other agro-based industries. Stiff competition to indigenous products through British exports of machine-made goods. Discriminatory tariff policy to suppress local textiles and other artisans-based industries in order to promote British exports. An enormous decline in real income per capita, decrease in wage levels, rise in the number of the unemployed, substantial rise in poverty due to, among other things, man-made famines. Organized and unorganized sectors. There are rural inhabitants who do not derive their livelihood from agricultural activities, and similarly, there are also urban dwellers whose source of income may be from agriculture or allied activities. Similarly, household-based manufacturing activity and small-scale and tiny sectors of industry are referred to as the unorganized sector of the economy. The organized sector of the economy refers to a large-scale industrial units and agricultural units with a defined pattern of production and employment. Dependence on monsoons. Indian agriculture depends mostly on rainwater for cultivation. Though some cultivated area receives water supply through canals, tanks, wells, and other means of irrigation. Hence, monsoons play an important role in Indian agricultural production. In a given year, if there is a normal monsoon so that the total rainfall is adequate, that year is said to be a good year, and if in a given year there is inadequate rainfall, then it is called a bad year. Rainfall is not uniform all over the country due to different geotropical conditions, climatic variations, and terrestrial differences. This gives rise to uneven distribution of rainfall. Soil types are also not uniform in the country and vary from region to region. The major food grain crops of India are rice,